Alright, so Elias got a second shunt. It's on the side. It was on the other side. His little outfit says poop. There it is. My room is trashed. But yeah, this is my little baby station. It's a mess in here, and I look awful, but you know what? I want to update you guys on how things are going. Elias ended up having a shunt infection, and we ended up in the hospital with him for 18 days. They put in a drain. He had to have like a oh god, he had to have his shunt taken out, a drain put in, and he was like connected to like this pole with IV fluids, his antibiotic. He had to get a PICC line. You can like see the bags under my eyes. I am exhausted and I do not feel good. I haven't felt good. I started feeling really, really sick in the hospital, and I'm still sick. I thought it was getting better. The cold got better, but like I'm still sick all the time. And I think it's just because I get, he's fussing a little bit. I get postpartum headaches really bad. So I've been feeling like a headache almost every day. Sometimes it will go away for like a day or so. He's been super fussy this morning. He just had some Tylenol, so hopefully he'll get a little bit of rest, but I doubt it. Didn't swaddle him yet. It's been emotionally really hard. We went to the doctor's the other day and I broke down in tears, and I've always done that since he was born. I've been just like in tears every time I go. This is my natural hair. Have not straightened it, and it's just like normally like this. This is just how it looks. Pretty like wavy and frizzy. That's basically what it is. It's super frizzy, and my white hairs are growing in so bad. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, I feel like super sick. Like I keep getting the chills. I was getting hot flashes yesterday, but the chills hurt like really bad, and I'm pumping and trying to breastfeed, which is going well, isn't going well, I don't even know. I would say that if it was anybody else, they would say it wasn't going well, but for me, I'm just proud of him for whatever he can do. So I say it's going well because it's better than it was. So but he had like a pole, and he had to be like leveled out, so whenever I wanted to get him out of the crib, I had to hit the nurse button every single time. So if I was holding him, I would have to hit the nurse button to like put him back in the crib if I needed to pump, go to the bathroom, if I wanted to get something to eat, if I wanted to like get a pillow, like I had to like keep bumping the nurse, pressing the nurse's button, and like every single time he'd wake up in the middle of the night, and it's just really hard being in the hospital. Like I was exhausted, and I keep getting a headache. Whenever I get a headache, I get a stomach ache, and my stomach's been hurting even without a headache, and like my IBS is starting to act up really, really bad, and my ears are just so dry and they're peeling, and it's just driving me nuts. So out of those 18 days that he was in the hospital, the 18-day stretch, he was in the hospital a lot more before too, but when he got his shunt infection, I went like, he stayed there and I stayed there with him for 2 days, and then I was feeling sick, crying a lot from finding out he had a shunt infection, and finding out that he had to stay there, and like and for how long, and just seeing him go through what he was going through. Like, his fever was like between 101 to 104 for like 5 days straight. Like, his fever just would not go away for very long. Even with Tylenol, it was still like 102. It was really emotionally hard and stressful. And anyway, I went home after the second day, and I went back to visit for like 3 or 4 days straight. I would visit, and I had to find a ride, or I would just get their dad to bring me and visit. We visit for like 3 or 4 hours, and it was heartbreaking leaving him. And like, the nurses don't mean to be like this, but like, they're like, oh yeah, some people like have to leave their kids for weeks and months, and it's okay. Like, we understand that life doesn't stop when your kid gets sick. And anyway, they would still be like, yeah, but you know, I'm sure that you would prefer him to be held rather than just lay in the bed all day. And I'm like, yeah, that makes me feel great leaving him here. They're like, yeah, sometimes we'll have someone hold him. And it's like, someone, like, just like, they would have random people holding him, like students and volunteers, and like, that just broke my heart. Like, and I know that he's like wide awake and happy a lot, and he wants to be held, and he will cry even if he is happy, because once you hold him, he's happy. But like, he doesn't want to just lay there when he's awake and like ready to hang out, you know. Elias, Elias, hey baby, little Elias, hi. Oh, little guy, he keeps losing his binky. But yeah, after I kept trying to get a ride for like 4 days straight, I just packed my stuff, and I was like, you know what, I think I'm gonna stay. Would it be alright if I stayed? And my husband was like, yeah, in fact, you can just stay. Like, you don't even have to just stay for a few days. Like, you can just stay. Like, we'll figure out how to get you to stay. Like, what do you think you need? And I'm like, well, a lot of clothes. So I would pack like 5 days worth of clothes, and I'd pack like 5 days worth of food, and then I would go home on the 5th or 6th day. I'd stay in a row, and then I would go home, spend the day at home, just relax, do my laundry, do some grocery shopping, and I'd go the very next day for another 5 to 6 days straight with my clean laundry and my new clothes, my more groceries, and staying there and sleeping there at the hospital is so hard. Like, they have to like come in and take his vitals, and the machines are going off because they're putting in more infusions, more antibiotics. He's got to go for like lots of tests, and there's lots of doctors that want to come in and talk to me, that want to just see him and do exams on him, and like, just like, they weigh him at midnight, and well, they can weigh him after midnight, and they do it before feed. So they would do like 1 feed for me and 1 change, but I had to pump anyway. So like, it was nice though, because I could sleep through up, you know, like needing to pump. I could still like sleep through that. Of course, I knew they were still in there, and I was still kind of getting woken up, but it was nice to have them want to help me. And the nurses were kind. Some of them I had to get used to their personality, which is so how I am with like, everybody. I have to get used to different personalities, and it's hard sometimes, because sometimes their that's saying it nice, because sometimes people's personalities aren't great. Sometimes people are not very nice. So yeah, that's how I put it. That's the nicest way. And people are like, I don't know. It was frustrating because one night it's like after he'd been there for like 14 days, it was like midnight, and like I have to like have an actual nurse take him out of the crib to give him to me, because the cords and the tubes were like in between the crib, and the door had to be open on the crib to get it out, and you had to put the spinal fluid through the door, and so like the nurses had to do that, and like the students like weren't supposed to touch him or hand him to me or anything, but like one of them was like at midnight was like, I rang the nurse, and an assistant came in, or a student, and she was like, go ahead and take him out. And I was like, well, his valve needs to be turned off. So she's just like, right here, and she did it, and I was like, I could have done that, like I know how to do that. And she's like, go ahead and take him. And I was like, I tried 3 times in a row, but she kept walking out, and like ended up just bursting out in tears, being like, whatever, like so frustrated at these people, because I couldn't get him out of his crib because there was too many cords and wires. Sorry, bad angle. After that night, I just took him out myself, even though the nurse a few days later was like, I don't like you taking him out of the crib yourself, like that's dangerous. It's like, I know, but like the students are like, I'll hand him to you. How do you do it? Like this? I'm like, I could have done that myself, like why? It's frustrating. His drain had a valve on it, and so he had to be like level to wherever he was with the drain, and there was like this like ruler thing going down, you take another ruler, and it was just complicated, and not safe if it's not done right. So that's why I was like flipping out, because like I didn't want anyone touching my child except for a nurse that knew what they were doing. So, and I didn't want to take him out, but they're like, go ahead, take him out. And I'm like, after that night I was like, I want to go home. Like I ended up like having a sore throat, runny nose, waking up with like a stuffed nose, just headache, stomach ache, the chills, my boobs hurt. Like it's just, I was miserable. Like I was dreaming of having a hot meal, because I just ate food that you put in the microwave, or like I had like sandwich stuff in the fridge. They had like a microwave and a refrigerator and a freezer there, and they said I couldn't have the coffee maker that I brought in my room, and to send that home. And their coffee maker, I made a huge mess, because that thing, there's like, I don't understand the coffee maker, but like the water comes out immediately as soon as you put it in. So like I messed up big time. And I made a huge mess, and it was crazy. It was frustrating, and it was hard being in the hospital for 18 days. Let's just say that. So he has been home since Wednesday, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's been 3 days since he's been home. He's already been to the doctors. I've already had like non-stop phone calls from people calling and trying to set things up, and he has appointments coming up, and I'm exhausted, and I still don't feel good. Like I still keep getting a stomach ache, headaches. Oh my god. I bring him to the doctors for a doctor's appointment, and I didn't think I needed anything because I was like so sick, and I'd be like, whatever, I'm just gonna pack a bottle, a diaper, the wipes, that's it. And then I get there and he pooped all over his outfit, and I just lost it. I just started crying, and I was like, I'm just gonna have to put him in that poopy outfit. And we like wiped it up, and we tried to like get it ready to bring him home in a poopy outfit just to get him home. And then the nurse was like, hold on, we're gonna get you an outfit for him. And they gave us this one. It says poop, there it is, on his outfit. That was embarrassing. That was frustrating, that I was so sick that I didn't even want to pack a diaper bag. Didn't think I'd need an outfit. Turns out I did. He was like crying the whole time. And is it weird that I don't want people to look at him? I don't. Like, I don't mind if you like, I don't mind if they look at him, but I don't want them to like stare at his head. Like, it just makes me really upset. I don't like people to see it. I don't want to show people. I don't want people looking at it. It's just, I don't even know why, but Anyway.